Well, I've lost my mind, so let's talk about Paw Patrol: The Mighty Pups. Yeah, I'm 2 weeks late to reviewing this movie. I honestly wasn't going to review this movie, but I just needed something to review for Friday's uh, movie review slate, so I just threw this one in there. I didn't hate this movie. Um, I really didn't, but I do want to talk about this movie, I guess, for you guys, just so you guys have a review for Friday. Um, I wasn't even planning to watch it until I realized, oh, I don't have a new movie review for Friday like I like to do on both of my channels. So I decided to go with Paw Patrol: The Mighty Pups for whatever reason. Yeah, like I said, this was a fine movie. Okay, so let me explain. There's two ways I'm going to review this movie. As someone who's older, and then as someone who or someone who's older and not in the target demographic, and then how this movie will appeal to the target demographic. Let's start with the short before we get into this. So here's what's really funny about this movie. It started with an ad with the Paw Patrol characters, like turn off your cell phones, be quiet during the movie. Then they played a Dora the Explorer short in front of it, which is honestly exactly how I remember Dora from my childhood being, except it's CG animated, right? And I hate Dora now, but as a kid, I used to love Dora. Anyways, they play this short, and what's so funny about it is the short that they play in front of the movie literally has Dora saying, "You in the audience, get loud, scream, tell us where the thing is that we're looking for." So literally, they're encouraging children, who are some of the most annoying audiences at movies, to scream and be loud during a movie. Like I don't think they thought through what short that they were playing in front of the movie. Nickelodeon's no stranger to putting shorts in front of some of their movies. With the Rugrats movie, we had a cat dog short, right? So I'm fine with them wanting to put a short in front of one of their movies, but this is just a terrible, terrible decision. You're asking kids to scream during a movie in the opening short, setting the precedent for the rest of the movie. Yikes. Also, before the movie started, they played the song from the movie and then had little characters dancing, and you're like, okay, like this is just an ad, and that set the tone for this whole movie. This movie is just an ad, and like I think this movie actually is a pretty enjoyable movie if you have kids that like Paw Patrol. Where I do think that this movie, I say it's just an ad, but it really isn't just an ad. There clearly was effort put into the animation and the writing, right? It's not a great movie. I mean, this is really one of those movies where there are movies that younger children can enjoy with their parents, and then there's just movies clearly made for kids. And if I had a kid, right, if I was watching this movie with the kid, I wouldn't hate myself, but I clearly would rather be doing other things. It's clearly only made for a parent to take their kid to. And I don't think there's any harmful messages in the movie. I don't think there's anything wrong with that in the movie. There's a message of like, uh, you know, about with Sky, feeling like she needs these powers, and then learning that she doesn't, and she's special in her own way. The other dog learns Libby or whatever it's called. I don't really give a shit. It learns the same thing, and I'm like, okay, whatever. It's very cliche. It's whatever. But you know what? If you're a kid watching this, fine. But there are just moments where I can just see through the cynicalness of this movie, where there's literally a character who says they got superpowers and they got all new merch. Sorry, parents. I'm like, that's, and it's not phrased like it's a joke, because that's exactly what the kids are going to be doing. They're going to go to a store and go, Paw Patrol, and they want the toys. And as you're just like, okay. So there's a lot of like pandering and advertising within this movie that is very like bad. You could see the corporateness of this. Like the Lego movie is clearly, when that movie came out, there was a huge spark in Lego sales. Lego was making billions because of that movie, and that's why they rushed a few more movies into production and things like that. You know, but like that movie didn't feel like an ad, and this movie does, and that's unfortunate. And not a bad ad. You know, it's like one of those ads that you watch and you're like, that's a really well produced ad, but you're still aware it's an ad. That's what this movie was, and I didn't like sit here and hate watching it. I wasn't like, oh, right, but I clearly was just like I just almost fell asleep because there was just nothing for the movie for me. I was tired already going into it, and I almost fell asleep, you know, sort of thing. So I think if you have kids and they haven't seen it yet, go take your kid. They'll enjoy it. Like little kids. I'm not like talking like I guess 8 and under sort of thing. They'll enjoy this movie fine enough. Otherwise, there's probably better animated movies to take your kids to, but right now there aren't any out, so I guess this is your best option. I don't know. But yeah, I fine movie, I guess. Didn't expect to have this much to say about Paw Patrol, but goddamn.